Hi and welcome to this Libra inspired reading for May 2025. This is a reading for anybody who is drawn to this energy. Right now I'm working with the symbolism of the tarot and Western astrology. I am not predicting your future. I'm not predicting your next couple of weeks. I'm merely tapping into the energy of the symbolism, and we're gonna try to tell a little story that can be inspiring here with the cards and help us maybe find some inspiration for growth and for self-development. So let's see what the Libra energy has to say at this time. This is timeless, you know, if you find this and you're drawn to this. Whenever this is helpful, use it. Okay. We start with kind of active energy with the shuffling. I like it. It's like, you know, smooth. It wants to just be shuffled. The deck just wants to be shuffled, if that makes any sense. The Death card. It's such a theme for such a long time, and I love it. Like, I wish I would have my Crowley book here right now. Death is such a good card when it comes to transformation, change, and really stepping into our new self and making also the right decisions daily, especially in our thoughts and also the way we feel, to create these new versions of ourselves and these new versions of consciousness, of thought, of vision. And this is represented by these wonderful like circles that the skeleton is like bringing forth and building. He's not cutting this off, he's only cutting these little two figures underneath here off. The rest here, it's new visions of the self, new versions of the self, new versions of our higher consciousness that he's building and bringing forward and manifesting. Therefore, it's like the thought that becomes manifest. And he's doing all of that, he, she, it, Death is doing all of that on fertile ground that has been transformed because we went deep and we dug deep to really let go of the stuff that is holding us back and needs to die. You know, it's as intense as it sounds, but it is a very deep process as well. It is parts of the self that are just dead and we don't need them anymore. I just recently listened to one of my favorite tarot readers. He is Minnow Pond Tarot. Probably a lot of you know him. He's very popular. And the Death card was also coming up for a Libra reading, and he was like, what kind of, I really like that analogy, what kind of corpses are you still carrying around in your closet that just need to be thrown out? You know, it's like nobody needs them anymore. It's not even, you don't need to hide them from anybody, you don't need to, they're just dead, just throw them out. It's really that type of energy that I'm getting here, and it's a process, and it has been a process, and the process continues, you know, and it's deep and it's intense. We do have new moon in Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio, I'm sorry, and we just had the Libra full moon. So this is also this transition from Libra to Scorpio, where we make the rational decisions and then we are ready to let go. The Libra energy is more in the mind. The Scorpio energy is more like a emotional, somatic experience that goes very deep. So yeah, man, good for you. This is happening still, Libra. It's still happening, and it is continuing to happen. You're letting go of all the stuff that we don't need anymore. And it is maybe also happening, it takes the time it takes because we're working with trial and error. I think we're again, for this type of transformation that we're going through right now, we need to just make the mistakes. We need to go into the places where we're like, oh, this is not growing. Why is it not growing? What is not functioning, what is not working, what can I do different. You know, the Seven of Pentacles, it's like this card of failure, but I like to see it as a card of learning, understanding errors, understanding mistakes, and understanding where things are still open to optimization. We need to make the mistakes to learn. There is no other way around it. You know, we cannot, especially when it comes to manifesting very physical things, very real things. We need to do things, we need to take action, and then we have results, and then we need to look at the results and say like, okay, this, I can do this better, or this needs to be a little different. And that's the Seven of Pentacles in reality. It's not much more than that. You know, for me, it's not like this, oh, I'm a failure type of thing. It's really just, we need to go out there and do the things and try to make them happen, so we can see how we can twist the little knobs to make it more effective. Because the next card is the Eight of Pentacles, and that would be like the straight laser focus that we found to put into a situation. And before that, we might have a lot of errors and trials and a lot of failures and a lot of, when you look at all these businessmen, you know, I've been looking a lot at these business coaches and stuff. They fail so many times. It's like, that's the whole point of doing something. You need to, it's not that you're gonna go out there, the minority, or like very, very, very little people are that lucky and gifted and, I don't know, have the grace from God or from whatever to just go out there and be successful, and that's it. You know, it's very unusual and very highly unlikely that you will just succeed. It's like, and then I even went as far as thinking like winners. I mean, that's also something, a thought that I had a couple of weeks ago, which was funny. I just thought it's a funny line for a song or something, you know. It's like, winning is for losers. Because, you know, you cannot just go out there in the world and win. You kind of have to earn the winning, and that's what makes you a winner. And then I came across a couple of coaches who were like, yeah, you have to kind of, the people who are winners lose so much more often, fail so much more often. So this is, I think, a deep mindset, a deep attitude, or a deep part of the self that we are trying to change and to integrate and transform. We are transforming also maybe past failures where we feel like we failed, something didn't go anywhere, didn't get anywhere. We're starting to understand this is part of the ground that we are walking on to build success. We build success on our failures, if that makes sense. Wow, okay. Just like my back is cracking. Okay. A lot to unpack here. Hanged Man. Yeah. Oh, and the Five of Pentacles. All right. It seems like this is again this is really going down to the complete like drenches of like how much can I actually, it's going down to the roots with the Hanged Man, because it's a double letting go energy now. It's like a complete surrender to a feeling or to a situation of for some reason the words rebuilding come into my mind. It's a complete surrendering to the circumstances. And somebody is working, and somebody, I think it's your subconscious underneath the surface, to spin these new versions of yourself and bring them forward and bring these visions forward while you're just like meditating and hanging there and drawing in the transformation and trying things out and failing and trying things out again and surrendering. It's like it's a very deep situation. It's really doing the nasty work. For some reason it feels like that. It's really doing the nasty work that nobody wants to do. You know, nobody wants to do that, and that's why 99% of people are comfortable with where they are at and they don't want more, and they, you know, this is doing the nasty stuff. It's like the going back and forth, because we have the 13 is the death card, 12 is the hanged man. So it's a constant like, okay, surrendering, creating a new idea again. Okay, maybe not working, surrendering again. Circumstances seem not to be changing. We seem to be stuck in maybe things not materializing the way we want to. Things maybe being quite exhausting at the same time. 10 of Wands, but this feels like somebody working in a coal mine, you know, for some reason. Like really the dirty work. We're doing the dirty work that brings us to this place of complete surrender, where it's just like by the end of the day we're like, I'm done, you know, done. I don't even care anymore what the result is. I can't care. I can't even look at the result because the result is not there yet. It's what it feels like, you know. And I know this is part of the whole experience. I know this is just going further down than most ever will in this whole existence. It really feels like that. But this is doing the dirty groundwork and cleaning out the closet. Cleaning out the closet. What I like is that this is very pure. It's coming back to a very pure place. And the funny thing about, and it's such a heavy reading, I have to say, honestly, Libra. Und Libra inspired. And I'm a Libra myself, so I'm not super psyched about seeing these cards. You know, I'm like, really? More work. But the death card and the hanged man are actually such comfortable cards, in a sense that there is a huge joy in letting go and in detaching and in dying every day. You know, we die every day out of an act of love, is what Crowley says. Die every day out of an act of love. Dying is an act of love. Like, where it's like, I let this part go because I cannot have anything clinging on to me that is holding me back from my spiritual growth. I cannot have the worry, the failure be part of me. It's not part of me anymore. It is there, it is in reality. It's maybe it's when we talk manifestation, maybe my reality right now is manifest in the 3D in a way that we don't yet see what we want to see. We don't yet have the $1 million on the bank account. We don't yet have the strength that we want to build, maybe our muscles, you know, it can be a physical thing. We don't yet have the health that we are trying to regain, but we know it's just gonna be a little it's gonna be deeper, dirtier, more demanding work on a spiritual level of really, really letting go. This is really letting go. And it is as heavy as it feels. At the same time, it will feel so light after the Hanged Man situation is over. I love the Hanged Man because afterwards, with the Hanged Man, we are just, it's the Hanged Man itself, as you can see, it doesn't seem like such a heavy card. It's like he has the strength to hang on this Ankh, which is a sign of creation and life. It's like there's so much strength gained in this process of complete surrendering to circumstances, that we understand that this is a whole different layer of ego death, I think. And it is a bit scary, I have to say. It feels a little scary to me. But it is also, as I said, the Hanged Man for me is kind of a very light card. Because the Hanged Man suggests, even though in the traditional sense it suggests that there are sacrifices to be made, Crowley states that there is no such thing as a sacrifice, you know. It's like everything that we let go of, we decide to, or it's decided for us in a sense. And it's just an experience. It's just an experience. And maybe it's just the experience of also, you know, it is quite worrisome to constantly worry about the lack of things. You know, it's like you can focus, you can decide to worry on the things that you don't have, or you can decide to focus on the things that you do have. And that is, I think, also a decision. I will pull one more card because this is a lot. And we need a little lightness here because this is still a little too heavy for my taste. The Sun. See? The Sun. I mean, this is still part of the most authentic experience we can have. And I think this is really the initiation into a complete and authentic experience of the self. This seems like this last sort of initiation type of thing. It will come, I feel like it will come with so many layers for some reason. The Lovers also. Yeah, it's stepping into a truer version of yourself, but it's very deep and it's still very inspired. It's very action inspired. It's not that we're not taking action. Wow, okay, this is really intense. And I feel like it seems a little bit like we know that we've stepped into this experience. We knew that once we fully step into an experience, this is going to be part of the tunnel that we have to go through to come out on the other side at the light. And we kind of expected this to happen. We knew if we want to trust a situation, to trust ourselves, to be fully free, Oh wow, yeah. Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. Now I'm getting it. This is the tunnel, the spiritual tunnel we need to squeeze ourselves through, and it's not going to be the most comfortable situation, but we're going to come out on the other side. It feels even like a little bit of a shortcut, because what's happening here, it's a really intense transformation within a short period of time, out of really deciding that something is right or is not right for us, and trusting the process. It's a lot about trusting the process also. Okay. We have beautiful cards here. We have the Sun, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Princess of Wands. There's a lot of light, you know. There's a lot of light. Every day, dying every day is an act of joy. Practice to die every day. It's also like some, I think, Indian proverb. Practice to die every day. And therefore you must make the mistakes. This other person, we're at a relationship dynamic right now. King of Swords in the reverse. Okay, somebody's not talking. I don't know why. Somebody is maybe not talking, not being transparent, not being open, but looking, watching from a distance, not speaking their truth. Maybe you're dealing with an air sign. Could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. We want to make sure that also maybe somebody doesn't understand. Could be as simple as that. What's going on here? What you're going through, because this is, you know, definitely not accessible for everybody, this deep type of stuff, you know. I want to say deep. Okay. Knight of Cups. There is romantic feelings towards you, though, if this is a romantic situation. If this is not a romantic situation, there is very compassionate feelings. There is, somebody is guided also by their feelings and in a positive way, and wants to express feelings. And I think it's honest and it's genuine. They're moving forward, guided by their emotions. It's more like the Knight of Cups. The King of Swords, though, is not, maybe they don't even understand their own feelings. I feel like they feel like they have feelings towards you, or there is a lot of compassion and loving and connecting energy towards you, but they don't people don't really understand why. That's funny. Yeah, we want to make sure it seems like there is, you know, just very different type of belief systems colliding, is what I feel with the Hierophant in the reverse. And also spiritually, it's not a match. I don't know if that makes any sense. We are really distancing ourselves also from people, maybe, even though we can feel that there's an emotional connection. Spiritually, it's not a match. We're trying to be cautious or not show too much. Somebody might also be a little too much emotionally connected to be in a deep place. Maybe they feel fascinated by this transition you're going through right now, like this deep place of transformation, and at the same time kind of being stuck in that transformation and figuring it out. we don't necessarily want to draw in somebody who gets too attached to that, because we don't want to stay there too long, you know, and we're also coming out of this. So if somebody feels emotionally attracted to that a little too much, then yeah, we don't want to, we want to be careful, because they don't understand why maybe, and it could be a mother theme. We have the Empress here, which is really emphasizing organic growth with other people. Everything is very disconnected. I think there could be more energies towards you. It really seems like that. There's more energies. You're looking, okay, now I'm getting the picture. It took me a while. It took me a while. You're looking at a King of Swords in the reverse, and this is, I know this is becoming very romantic reading. You're kind of also pulling them in with your non-committal energy. But beware. Because being seductive with like non-committal type of unconventional style, you know, especially in dating, can, of course, because the Empress brings all this attractiveness, and in this card she's very seductive, and she even has the monkey on her shoulder, you know, and then at the same time she's like, no, but I don't see anything serious with you, but I'm still gonna look at you, kind of like, look at me, you know. And this is gaining attention from maybe people. We want to be careful that we're not gaining too much attention from people. They are on a distance, don't worry, who are not necessarily having the best things in mind, quite literally, because King of Swords is the mind, and when he's in reverse, this can be, I mean, you don't seem too engaged, but it's really like the monkey on your shoulder telling you, oh, this looks like fun to play with, but it's really not. There is, I think, an energy of a more loving energy, a more deep energy, a more caring energy surrounding you that you might be not even aware of, because you're looking at the wrong places. And I say this because the picture is just happening like that, you know. Look at that. It's also disconnected, and we have, here is you looking at this non-transparent kind of not open energy, understanding like, oh, this is interesting, but I'm not going to commit to this, or I'm not gonna, I don't feel like we're on the same level when it comes to what we believe in. Still gonna look at it though, and this person is just like, doesn't know what to do, and therefore maybe says or is not really in their truth, because it's kind of confusing to them. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand. And there's another energy, I feel like, that is so much more driven towards you, but you don't even see them. Or they haven't shown themselves. Could also be a very deep person. It's a higher connection. It's like weird. It's like this reading, and it's always a Libra reading, and I have to say, because I'm a Libra, the Libra readings are always a little longer, because I'm also, as we speak, figuring out parts of myself as well, but it's different layers, you know. It's like there is the reality of things is here. It's like an extended love reading that's happening here. There is a higher consciousness, and there is a deeper layer, you know. And yeah, you're feeling it, you know. You're feeling the manipulation. You're feeling like it is a whole, who's gonna act first, you know, and nobody is. That's what I'm saying. We don't want to act toward the Magician in the reverse. It's both. It's from both sides. We're like, there is a mirroring type of energy going on here that is quite static, and you're in your power. This person is, I don't know what's going on with this person, but they don't get it. Don't expect them to get it, and if they get it, then they don't have the right strategy, period. And I think therefore you are really also not committing to this situation any longer. The Devil in the reverse, beautiful, breaking. Yeah, there is this is you breaking a cycle also. Wow, this is I want to say this is let's not get over, you know, get too conceited, but this is being untouchable in a sense. If you can defeat, and it's kind of a defeat type of energy, a King of Swords in the reverse who has every trick in the book to get into your head, every trick. And if you can stand your ground and not engage in that and not get drawn into that, you're like untouchable. I like it. It's very powerful. What's going on with this Knight of Cups here? Because I feel like that's another person. Seven of Wands in reverse. It could also be like we still are working on our emotional boundaries. I think being like more protective of where we give our emotional energy towards, not necessarily our sexual or romantic, in a sense like, oh, I really am drawn to this person on a deeper level. It's more like, we don't need to be nice to everybody. And that's such a Libra thing. It's like with the Seven of Wands, people could misread that and do misread that for sure, you know. The Hanged Man. It's a letting go situation, yeah. Letting go. It is a complete surrender. Wow, okay, Libra. This month is a whole different ball game. This is, you know, this is grown-up stuff. The Devil, the Empress, the King of Swords in the reverse, the Sun, the Lovers, the Death. It is like Game of Thrones. It's like a whole different, I'm not sure which league you're in, which game you're playing, but you're doing queen stuff. And it's not the, I'm a queen, treat me nice. It's like, I'm in Game of Thrones and I'm cutting throats because I have things to lose, that I have a kingdom to protect, that it's very serious. It's like this whole reading feels like a game of chess, of spiritual chess. You're winning, by the way. You have all the moves, but you're also against somebody who thinks they have all the moves, and there's still a lot of fear involved. I feel like you might be able to transform some fear, but this is not going to be a fast process, or I don't even think I think you are already transforming some fear in a person. It's a deep thing, but it's not necessarily a person for you. If you know what I mean. They are helping you build up even stronger, and you're helping them transforming some fears. But it's deep. I think it's a very deep thing that is happening for you. Maybe it's not even that deep for the other person, because they might not be completely aware of what's going on. They also, with the King of Swords in the reverse, a King of Swords in the reverse doesn't like to be read. I cannot really read into this person too much. But that says enough about them coming from a very fear-based place. And yeah, that's going on here. But with the Devil in the reverse, it's a very skilled and sophisticated and advanced position you're in to not, get controlled by that dynamic. And it's tough. And you're doing it very gracefully. All right, Libra. I'm not sure what's going on here this month, May. I hope this doesn't resonate for every Libra, or if you're in the mood for a Game of Thrones type shit, then enjoy. But yeah, it seems like you're still living your best life at the same time with the Empress, which is very funny, I think. And there's just a lot of energy going on around you, lots of stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your May, and please check out my description box and let me know what's going on in the comments. If you have any feedback or a story maybe that resonates, I would be very, very interested in hearing that. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon. See you next time. Bye.